What a blessing to be surrounded by so many friends and allies, some new faces, some old. And I want to take a second to just appreciate how far we have come in such a short amount of time. Do you all remember how just about 3 or 4 years ago, things seemed so much more hopeless? We were all trying to get some of these deep red states to vote against these outrageous laws that were being introduced in the legislatures all across the country. Bills that allowed transitioning without parents' knowledge, trans identification at school, leading to girls' spaces being invaded, even bills that could take custody of children just because the parents said no to their kid being lied to. But today, we are standing in front of the highest court of the land with the leaders of many of those same states who now know the truth about the lie that calls itself transgenderism. And today, these justices are not just hearing arguments about policy. They're being asked to rule on something that is even more fundamental: basic biological reality between the two sexes. These 9 justices are all that stands in the gap. And here's the truth that I want to start with, because this is what ties all this together. When biological reality is forsaken, it not only allows harm towards vulnerable children, but collateral damage to the rights of a whole sex, to privacy, safety, and a level playing field in sports as well. That is why every single one of us are here. I was never an athlete. I never played any sports. But I was once a part of the transgender community. I became an apostate. And because of that, I have seen the lies and the manipulation firsthand. I'm immune to the propaganda. But I have witnessed how this ideology in this community operates from the inside. I know what demands it makes of people. My 12-year-old self was misguided into thinking that I was born in the wrong body. And the doctors who my family once entrusted with my life, rather than challenging me, rather than helping me, they affirmed my childish misgivings about who I was. And that led me into a lifelong bodily harm before I was even old enough to drive a car. It has become clear now that everything the left has called medical transgenderism, compassion, loving, scientific, it's all a complete lie. And here's what everybody in our country, and especially in this moment, the Supreme Court needs to understand. This movement does not just lie to the world, it destroys the livelihoods of the vulnerable. Inside of these transgender circles, the support is completely conditional. As long as you comply, as long as you keep going deeper into the extremes, you're celebrated. But if you have any doubts, you're told, just keep going. It's nothing. And if you detransition, you've betrayed everybody around you. If you're in pain, it's treated like proof that you need more of the same. And if you try to step back, if you question, if you even say, I was wrong, this is not the way, you learn fast just what happens to those who question the narrative. And you are quickly ousted. But they don't just do that to people on the inside. That is what they demand of everybody around them. Because once you're trained to deny reality about your own body, you learn that you should demand the same of everybody else. And that's why this fight does not just stop with bans. It does not just stop at the doctor's office. It moves into the spaces that we women once fought hard for just decades ago. Locker rooms, showers, overnight trips, prison units, domestic violence shelters, and yes, the arena where girls learn discipline, courage, teamwork, and excellence. Women's sports. Today, the Supreme Court is hearing arguments on 2 cases regarding our rights to have our own sports and our own spaces. And the question is being framed by the left as if it's merely about inclusion and basic compassion. But inclusion requires real, actual girls, not men who are pretending to give up, to surrender to men. That is not inclusion, it is exclusion. It's replacement. It requires women to expose themselves. It coerces them. It requires the law to pretend that sex is just a costume and not reality. It's a state-mandated lie. And quite frankly, it is degrading to 50% of the population. And I know exactly what that lie, what that degradation costs, because I am still paying for it years afterward. In an article that I wrote yesterday, I said, I've learned the truth. I know that I'm a girl. I always have been, and I always will be. I have the scars to prove it. And I'm going to say something else just as plainly. It does not help people who are struggling with their identity to lie to their face about who they are. It doesn't protect the vulnerable by rewriting language so that predators and opportunists get to take cover over women. It does not protect women to leave the door open and hope that everybody who enters is going to behave. Boundaries exist for a reason. They are not hatred. They are not bigotry. They are the line between safety and harm. It is what distinguishes dignity from humiliation, and from a girl feeling free to compete, or a girl quietly quitting because she doesn't feel safe. And here's the thing. Protecting women does not require denying anybody's humanity. No one is harmed by telling the truth about sex, or by saying that women's sports are for us and nobody else. No one is harmed by saying that girls deserve a level playing field. What harms people, actually, is forcing society to lie, to please the whims of dysregulated men in dresses. The Supreme Court already has made the right decision and recognized that states have a duty to protect children from irreversible medical experimentation just a year ago. In U.S. v. Scrimeti, the court upheld Tennessee's restrictions on these interventions for minors. And if the biggest court in the land can defend the duty to protect children, then it must also protect all girls and all women, our privacy, our safety, and our sports. So today, I'm making a very simple request. I am asking the Supreme Court to do what many adults fail to do for me and for children and little girls like me.
A category that does not exist.
Stop paying attention to the slogans. Look through the intimidation. And stop letting them get away with the word games.
I wouldn't put it that way. I would put it the way as there's a classification.
Choose science. Choose truth. Choose women and God's will. And to everybody here, this fight is not going to end the moment that we leave the steps of the court. Talk to your school boards, talk to your coaches, talk to your legislators, and support these girls and young women who are being told to stay quiet and leave room for men who do not deserve to be with us. Because when we defend reality, we are defending the vulnerable. And when we're defending women, we defend the future of this country and our world.
That's right!
Thank you all for being here and for standing alongside us.